Hi everyone, this is Necrostevo, and you're not watching one of my narrated Wi-Fi battles. Today I'm going to give you guys a short tutorial on a lot of the training spots that I use in Black and White 2. This is going to be similar to the video that I did for Black and White, but I'm just going to give you guys an idea of the trainers you can use for quickest leveling up, and just in case you guys didn't know about them, and I'll also tell you what Pokemon they have. So let's just get started here. I think the first place we're going to start is going to be heading to Nimbasa City, because as you guys remember, Nimbasa City has the stadiums in it. So that is actually one of the best go-to places as far as where you're going to start training at. They generally have Pokemon around level 60, 65-ish. So just go to Nimbasa City. You have the big and small stadiums. They're closed around certain times of the day, but as long as you're there earlier in the morning or later in the afternoon, they should both be open. And you can do these daily, actually. So I guess either one you just want to use. I'm just going to give you guys a quick peek, show you guys where they're located at. I'm doing this on an emulator, so you guys can tell that I'm not exactly used to that, because I really only use the emulator to record battles. This right here is a big stadium, I believe. We're going to have football and sometimes baseball. And if you go over here to the left, then you're going to have the other stadium for small stadium, which is going to be basketball and tennis, I believe. I may have the sports mixed up as far as where they're paired. But and you can see at this time of day they're both actually open. But you can battle any other trainers in here in Black and White 2. The sports players will actually give you vitamins like protein, carbos, zinc, and iron, depending on what sport they're playing. For example, I believe the basketball players give you protein for attack, whereas the football players give you iron because they're all bulky. You can also battle the double battle trainers. The nurses and the doctors have Audino and Chansey, which of course have higher experience points yield. So if you have a Pokemon that you need to level up very quickly, definitely start with the nurses and the doctors that show up in there. I recommend, for all this leveling, make sure you bring a Pokemon that has Lucky Egg. If it doesn't, have something else that it needs to hold to stay alive. And also bring something that can hold an Amulet Coin that you can switch in and out very, very quickly. Because that way you can double your money. You'll have plenty of money to buy healing items or more items to catch Pokemon or anything like that. So next we're going to actually go over to Castelia City, which is the same as it was last time, except for now there's one more trainer there. If you guys go over to the Gamefreak building and go up to the 22nd floor, which of course is the same floor that Gamefreak, I believe, is located on in their actual building. You can battle Morimoto still, whose team he has a very powerful team, with his Pokemon all being over level 70, I believe. And Nishono's team, his team is all around level 65. A lot of the Pokemon on his team have very high experience points yields, such as Clefable, Licky. Their experience points yields aren't as high as like an Audino or a Chansey or a Blissey, but they're above average. And they're both right over here. Be aware that since for Morimoto's team, he has the 3 elemental monkeys, Liepard, and 2 other Pokemon, but none of them are very strong. And all of Nishona's Pokemon here aren't necessarily very strong, but they're all very, very bulky. Snorlax, Clefable, Licky, Alomomola, and they're all holding leftovers. So that can be a little bit annoying, but very, very good experience points from those 2 as well. You can battle those 2 guys every day as well. Once again, make sure you take that Amulet Coin, Lucky Egg in there, or if you don't have the Amulet Coin, if you didn't pick it up in game, you can buy the Luck Incense from the Driftveil City market. So up next, we're going to actually fly on over to Undella Town, which is where Cynthia lives, because if the month is such that it makes your in-game time spring, you can battle her every day. Otherwise, I believe she's only there on Fridays, I believe. But I think it's actually springtime for most people right now, unless I'm mistaken. So that's the thing. And of course, to battle her, you just come over here to her villa, and she should be here. And I don't want to battle you right now, Cynthia. So no, I don't wanna. Oh, she's talking to me a lot. She's talking in moon runes. No, I don't want to battle right now. Because you'll... I mean, I don't know. This isn't my save. I don't know this team. I don't have the connection to these Pokemon, so let's not battle right now. Cynthia's team, of course, is very powerful. She has a Garchomp, a Spiritomb, a Lucario, a Togekiss, a Roselia, and a Melodic. And all of them are over level 75, I want to say. So definitely go in there prepared. And of course, make sure you bring that amulet coin. One of the new things, of course, in Black and White 2 is going to be in Driftveil City. You can battle your rival at the Team Plasma, well, I guess X-Team Plasma house. You can battle him every day. So just come right on up here. And if you go inside, then your rival... Okay, or there's a Zoroark. Again, this is not my save. I just pulled a completed save down. Oh, we're going to have a bit of a flashback here. Anyways, though, while we're having this flashback, it just, I guess, is prudent to explain a few of the other videos that I have planned. I want to do a breeding video. I'm not sure how I'm going to pull that off with the amulet, because that means I have to go and find the Pokemon in game I need. But I'll figure out a way to do that. Just to show how the breeding mechanics have changed ever so slightly with Black and White 2. Just to tide us over until Pokemon X and Y come out. Because I, for one, am going to try to breed as many Pokemon as I can for competitively viable sets before X and Y come out. Because we're going to be transferring a lot of those Pokemon over there, hopefully. So, I don't want to have to breed them in X and Y. Anyways, I believe in this cutscene right here, though, the Team Plasma members were talking about N and talking about what they wanted to do with Pokemon, and then it turns out he was listening the whole time. It's actually a really interesting scene, so if you haven't done the memory link in your game, I suggest doing it. Another video that I would really like to do is just a team building tutorial, the way I like to build teams when I actually do build teams. I don't normally build teams, but that's the thing. So if I go back outside and come back in, that should fix it. Yeah, your rival's turning out. So yeah, you can battle your rival every single day. And he has the same team that he had before you fought him at the Elite Four, or before you get to the Elite Four. But they're around level 65, 70-ish. So not as high as Morimoto, but still pretty high. Still very good for just getting a Pokemon to level 100. Next up, for Mistralton, if we fly over there, you can actually battle the Shadow Triad once a season, so you can technically battle them once a month. And you get to battle all three of them, and you don't have to battle all three of them in a row if you don't want to. I believe they're here in Mistralton, at least. I may be misremembering. Oh no, they're in Icirrus. Sorry. I'm doing this all from the top of my head, so that's the thing. Anyways, though, you can battle them once a season, and all three of them have 2 Bisharp and another Pokemon. Like one of them has one has a Lucario, I think. I'm not sure. I think one has a Lucario and one has a not a Sableye, a Banette, and the other one has maybe a Spiritomb or something. But to battle them, you just come over here and you walk all the way over to the end, and they appear. And of course, I don't want to battle them right now. They just basically pop up and say, "Battle us," and then you beat the first one as a regular battle. The second one, I think, is a triple battle, and the third one is a rotation battle. I may have those two reversed, but they're all right over there. The last person is actually one we're going to have to trek a little bit to get to. So, I'm just going to go ahead and fly on over there. It's normally good to take a few max repels with some high-level Pokemon when you go over to Route 17, which, of course, is, that's pretty late game in Undella Town. But, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and activate some max repels now before I forget. Max repel. Spray it all over my body, just like off spray. Protects from a lot more than just mosquitoes. Which is good. I don't want to battle you, so I don't know if you guys are ready for battles or not, but I don't want to battle you. Yay for using someone else's save for things. Why, yes, I would like to surf on Vaporeon. Alright. And yes, so we're going to take these waves all the way over to the Plasma Frigate, so I guess that's a slight story spoiler, but a giant ship like that has to end up somewhere, right? Man, I really hope these trainers don't try to battle me, because that's going to be annoying. Okay, good. Colress actually has a pretty high level team as well. And most of his Pokemon are steel or electric type, so if you're trying to train something and it doesn't really have something that break through a steel type, make sure you bring something for that. Because things like Metagross or Clink Clank or Magnezone, he has all those at a reasonably high level, so just make sure you bring something for that. And of course, I'm just going to show you guys the path to get to there. Hopefully the quickest way. Yes, I would. That's one of the best features, just being able to click and use another Max Repel. Alright, we're running. We're trekking. We're going to get there. That's why I did Colress last, though, because I think he had the most to get over to him. And who really wants to deal with doing that at the beginning of the video? If you guys had to watch me run at the beginning of the video like a training montage, I don't know that you guys would have stuck around. Especially without any final countdown music. And it's not even the final countdown, that would have been the first thing, so it would have been a complete farce. And then I would have had so much egg on my face. Anyways, all that aside. You want to take the middle path right there to make sure that it brings you all around to the outside here. Otherwise, the other one just loops back around to the start, I believe. If you take a Genesect in there, you could get the drives, if you care. But then just come over here on the ship. And go over here to the stern. Oh, I'm sorry, the first time you try to fight him, I believe he's in the place where you left him. If I'm remembering correctly. I'm going to try to find him really, really quickly here. No, I don't need one anymore now. Okay, so he's not in there. After you fight him the first time, then he is located on the stern, or the bow, whichever. But first we need to locate him for the first fight here, which I don't quite remember where he's located. So I'm going to find him, and if I run around too much, there will be some slight editing. But hopefully I don't have to run around too much. Because that just wouldn't be entertaining, would it? Man, I do not see him. Where? I know he's around here somewhere. Is he over here? Going. Ah, here he is. Alright. Sorry for that awkward silence. But that's how you get the Colress for the first battle. And after you beat him the first time, then he appears on the front of the ship. So that's where Colress is. So that's just a short little video there. It'll give you guys some ideas for some training spots. Of course, you can also go to Black City, I guess Black City's Black Tower, or White Tree Hollow. But be aware that if you lose while you're in there, you lose all the money that you won from battles while you were in there. And of course, there's no healing in there either. You can't access your bags. You can only heal via Pokemon abilities and items, I guess, that are already being held by your Pokemon. Because you can't even go to your Pokemon to tell them to hold another item. So if you do decide to go train in Black Tower or White Tree Hollow, keep that in mind. I do like using those as kind of last-ditch training efforts. But the other ones are a little bit more consistent, and you get to keep the money from the match, which is important when you're constantly buying Carbos and all those other vitamins and lots of repels and things like that. So, oh wow, I would love to have that many rare candies on my actual game. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Look forward to some of those other videos that I mentioned in the future. And you guys have a great weekend. Alright, bye now.